The brutality of the Capitol Hill riot did not end on January 6th. In quick succession, 4 police officers who fought the violent mob took their own lives in the wake of the attack. And now, in an exclusive interview with CBS News, the widow of one of those officers is talking about the battle that she has waged in the 14 months since her husband's death. Scott MacFarlane shows us how it could affect law enforcement families in everyday American communities. Scott, good morning.
Hey, Anne-Marie, good morning to you. Let's talk a bit about this case. There were, in the weeks and months after January 6th, 4 police suicides among the responders here. Erin Smith, her husband Jeff Smith, a D.C. police officer, was one of them. And she says Jeff Smith had no history of mental illness or depression until he got back from work here on January 6th.
Jeff was funny. He was a jokester.
D.C. police officer Jeff Smith had a family he loved, a dog he loved, and his wife Erin told us a career he loved.
Being a police officer, it was his calling.
He knew that's what he wanted to do, and that's what he should be doing.
He did.
But he had no idea what awaited him on January 6, 2021, when he and his riot unit raced to the Capitol. Body camera footage obtained by CBS News reveals Jeff arrived on the front lines as rioter Ashley Babbitt was shot and killed while trying to breach a smashed window near the U.S. House floor.
They were in the hallway, and the first thing that he could remember hearing was shots fired.
How did he characterize it?
He characterized January 6th as the worst day of his life.
After hours fighting off the mob, Erin says Jeff returned home in the early morning with a black eye and in an even darker mood.
I went to sleep, and then the next day, his demeanor changed, and he was never the same.
What changed?
He didn't want to talk. He was pacing at night and during the day.
Sleeplessness?
Sleeplessness. The jokes stopped. The dancing around the house stopped.
Jeff went to the police medical clinic the night of the attack to report a blow to the head. But notes from a follow-up visit a week later, reviewed by CBS News, do not show he was asked about his mental health. And then one night, Erin says she woke up to find him crying in bed.
What did you think was going on?
Truthfully, I wasn't sure. I tried to console him, tell him everything was going to be okay. I just told him that I loved him and that we'll get through whatever this is.
9 days after January 6th, Jeff Smith took his own life, one of 4 officers who died by suicide in the 7 months after responding to the attack.
I think the physical attack on him changed him. And if he didn't go to work that day, he'd still be here.
It was just the beginning of Erin's loss. Like most jurisdictions, D.C. did not consider any suicide a line of duty death, denying Erin much of the family's income, health insurance, and ceremonial honors. Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick suffered fatal strokes the day after January 6th, ruled a line of duty death he laid in state, while Erin Smith received nothing.
No notes, no recognition, nothing from the city, nothing from the department. And it's hurtful and it's sad that they can't even reach out to the widow of one of their own officers.
It literally stops. The pace stops 30 days after the death.
With the help of attorney David Weber, Smith decided to fight D.C. on its decision. Weber said the burden was on them to make the case January 6th caused Jeff's death. They say they found the proof in Jeff's body cam footage.
And you see he's getting jostled here.
He's getting jostled.
Slowed down, Weber contends the video shows someone in the mob seized Jeff's baton, allegedly striking him with it.
Right there, it's gone. And now you're going to see him fall backwards.
Then there's this. Now, outside the Capitol, a metal pole sails in from the crowd, hitting Jeff head on. He took shelter in a stairwell.
Are you hurt? Yep, probably like a metal pole, bam, right in my face.
There was a physical injury that took place here. We are able to prove that he suffered a traumatic brain injury.
It was more than a year until D.C. agreed. Earlier this month, Erin received this letter declaring Jeff died from an injury sustained while performing his duties on January 6th.
Why do you think it took so long for the District of Columbia to determine that?
With a suicide comes a stigma and something that the police department doesn't want to face or recognize.
I think she's a hero.
Illinois Democrat Tammy Duckworth and Texas Republican John Cornyn say they hope this ruling lays down a marker for the 3 other officers who died by suicide after the 6th.
It was a traumatic event, and I think it's entirely appropriate that the law enforcement officials be covered.
And for police families nationwide, the 2 senators have introduced legislation to allow for line-of-duty death designations when police officers take their own lives. More than 750 officers have died by suicide since 2017.
The military has made this pivot, understanding that injuries to the brain, to the psyche, is just as important as an injury to the body.
Erin Smith is advocating for the bill.
What do you think Jeff would say about this issue?
I believe he would be proud of me right now. I'm fighting for my husband, but I'm also fighting for everyone else who has gone through this as well. And it deserves the recognition.
If the legislation passes for officers who died by suicide after January 1st, 2019, there would be eligibility for line-of-duty benefits. The D.C. Police Department and the D.C. Mayor's Office did not comment for our report. But as for Erin Smith, we asked her if she's watched that body cam video yet, and she says she hasn't brought herself to do so, telling us, quote, "I relive it every day." Anne-Marie?
No doubt, Scott. That is really fascinating because I think a lot of people have asked those questions. How do we know these officers, weren't depressed beforehand? And then this maybe exacerbated a condition that was already there. But she paints a very different picture of her husband. Can you tell me how Erin Smith managed to get the attention of lawmakers? And what it was like for her on that day, on January 6th and then the days after?
Well, for Erin Smith and her attorney, they're pretty emphatic that they had to do their own forensics work here. They had to go through the reports, the medical reports, the videos, and do their own investigation to try to make their case. This was involving some amount of time and some amount of resources. Her life obviously changed after January 6, 2021. This has been a mission of hers, and due in part to the notoriety and the unique American horror that happened here on January 6, 2021. She did have the ability and the capacity to get the attention of federal lawmakers. Not all police families have that ability. They don't all have that platform, but she utilized it and utilized it well. What we underscored in the report is that she has senators from both parties supporting this legislative change. You heard from the Democrat, Senator Duckworth of Illinois, and the Republican, Senator Cornyn from Texas. That is currency in this building when you have both parties invested, prominent members of both parties invested in a piece of legislation. They'll have to move that legislation by the end of the calendar year. There is a timer on this, on all federal legislation, which leaves about 8 months to get this finalized.
And so my next question is sort of a two-parter, right? Because sometimes in the news, as you know, we have a tendency to focus on certain stories for a certain time and then we move off. And, in terms of the follow-up, I'm wondering if there have been other injuries since January 6th, other officers who have, maybe experienced depression or whatever that's actually being tracked, and then how this legislation would impact police officers nationwide.
Yeah, so in addition to the 4 police deaths by suicide in the 7 months after January 6th, from the 4 officers who responded here that day, a transcendent, notable number. There have been dozens of other injured police officers, from torn shoulders to broken fingers to broken feet to severe head trauma. At one point, the latest reporting from the D.C. Police Department and the U.S. Capitol Police Department measured those injuries in the dozens, and there are still officers recovering from those injuries, one of whom I just spoke to a few days ago, just back on the job now, 15 months later. These are severe injuries. These are things the department's going to continue to measure, and the U.S. Capitol Police Chief will testify here later today, updating the status of his force. Now, how will this legislation, if passed, impact other police departments? Well, not only would it provide for eligibility for line-of-duty death benefits for officers who die by suicide, but this isn't relegated to just Washington, D.C. or federal law enforcement. This would impact police departments in every American community, because we're talking about federal benefits, federal taxpayer money that is given to local police officers when they die in the line of duty. It would just expand eligibility to some officers who die by suicide.
All right, Scott, thank you very much.